It's 2023 and that means a new year in the CSGO investing scene. I saw a different YouTuber doing an inventory showcase at the beginning of the year and I thought that was a really cool idea to do. So I think it's time to show my inventory. I'll be showing you all of my skins, all of my cases, investments, stickers, capsules, etc. Let's start with my loadout. Alright, here we are. So first off, let's start with the pistols. For the USPS, I have two really cool crafts. I have this USPS Road Rash with a flip side Cato 15 holo, which is quite expensive. And I also have this USPS Overgrowth with an iBuyPower paper on it. These skins both were not that expensive, but they are really cool skins in my opinion. I also have a couple other items equipped, but these are just for trading. A lot of the items that you're going to see here are going to be items that are just trading, so these items are kind of changing in and out of my inventory quite often. Next we're gonna go to my dualies, and for these I have the dualies Emerald and the dualies Hemoglobin. These are just red and green, which are really solid and really nice colors. I also have this dual Bredas Marina, but this one is also for trade, so it continually changes. I often just select a couple different skins that I like, so for example these, and I just have them on shuffle, which means I always get new skins. Now we get to my favorite gun, the P250. I think we should start down here with my craft. This one was crafted on my YouTube channel, so you might already know it. It's the P250 Rainbow Dune. It has 4x liquid fire holo stickers on it, which are like $8 each, and these are actually crafted by me, which is really cool. And I have another craft like this, you'll see that one soon, but this is like one of my favorite skins. Next, I'll skip over those for now, and we'll go to this one. This is the other craft. This is the most rainbow skin in the game, in my opinion. It's a P250 Visions with 4 liquid fire holos on it, and they just fit right in. You almost don't see that they are there, but in game, this one looks absolutely incredible. And this is, at the time of recording, like a $30 craft, or even more, so it's pretty cool. Now I have two more P250s. I have the P250 Meme Dune, which has a Columbus MLG sticker, it has a Dick sticker, it has this weird green sticker, and it has a Drakor Veteran on it. And then I also have this souvenir P250 Sand Dune. You'll see that I do quite like sand dunes, but you'll see more of that later, when we get to my storage units. But this is just a really cool souvenir with all of them on top, and you have the Na'Vi and the team next to each other, and then the Cato 15 there. It's just pretty cool. Next, the 5.7. This skin has quite a unique story. It's a skin that me and my brother both have, and we've had it since we've been playing the game. So this is probably my 5.7 forever. Next, we get to my favorite skin in the game. It's the Desert Eagle Emerald Jormungandr. And this is a special one. It has nice stickers on it. These stickers match this skin perfectly. You see the green, it just matches. And the stickers aren't even that expensive. But this Deagle is also really low float. It's 0016, which puts it at like 70th in lowest float, I think. Yeah, it's right there. It's number 75. So it's quite a low float. It's a really nice skin, and this is just my favorite skin. I just really love the pattern on it. It's just absolutely incredible. Next up, we'll go to the terrorist guns, and here we have the Glock, and this is a really nice Glock. This is another trade-up filler to the Saint Mark collection, so it's really awesome. It's a synth leaf, it's just blue and purple. I just really like these purple skins from the Shattered Web collections. They are just awesome. And now we have the Tech 9, which is actually really cool. I have a StatTrak field-tested Sandstorm full purple pattern. It does have a bit of yellow there, but this is basically one of the best patterns you can get, and it's StatTrak, so it's really cool. And I also just have a couple other skins selected, but that's just because it's nice to have shuffle. And this is a really old one, from the Aztec collection. Some of you guys might not even know it exists. This is like one of the first collections in the game, back when like it was 2014, these skins were dropping. And this is green, so I like it. Now let's go to the SMGs. For terrorist side, we have Mac 10, and I have Mac 10 Neon Rider, not special. MP7, also not that special, although this is a really nice skin, and it's really cheap. So if you need an MP7 skin, yeah, some people might want the MP5. I really don't like the MP5, so the MP5, same thing. I just have a couple skins that I like pretty cheap, just selected, but these are pretty cool. And then this one is actually really cool. This is like the first skin I ever got, basically. It's a P90 Grim. And back in the day when I bought it, it's field tested barely. It was like 10 cents or something, but it has already gone up quite a bit because it's from the Gamma collection. And I put 4 end stickers on it just because it looks pretty cool and it's really cheap. Now for the PP Bison, I actually have a really interesting skin. But first, Fuel Rod. It's a really nice skin. It's just green with black. But then we'll get into this one. It's a souvenir PP Bison Irradiated Alert. It's another Cato 15 souvenir. And it has has the two teams in the best positions. And I really like this one because it's red and this cyan green color, which just really pops off the gun. And colorful souvenirs, we don't have those anymore. We only have gold ones now. But back in the day, they made them like this. And you also have this effect on the Dream Hacks and of course on the Cato 14s, but this is basically what you can get if you want something cheap. Next, we'll go to the MP9, and the only really interesting skin is this one, the MP9 Green Plate, which is from the Baggage collection. It's just a really simple gun, but not many people have this, or not many people know that it even exists, which is really cool, and that's why I like it so much. And the other ones are pretty standard. These are for trading, so they just change in and out. Let's now go to the rifle section. We'll start with CT. Here first the FAMAS, not really that interesting, we just get some standard skins that are just pretty cool. Then we get onto the M4A1S, and for this I have a couple different ones selected. First of all, I have an M4A1S Hyper Beast with a Liquid Fire Holo, one of my favorite stickers, and you'll see more of that later as well, because I have quite a few of them unapplied as well. And then we'll get on with this Decimator. And this Decimator, I've had this since the beginning. I bought this way back when it was like a couple bucks, and I've had this for years now, and I will never get rid of it. But I don't have to, because I've got plenty of Decimators for trade, and this one is just my favorite with the Broken Fang holos. I even got these with the Broken Fang operation, and I just applied them. And now for the SSG, for the T side I've got a Dragonfire, it's just a really good skin. And for the CT side I have a Turbo Peak. And then I've also got two other SG skins, which are actually quite interesting. This is another skin from the Aztec collection, but you might think, hey, this skin doesn't have to be expensive. Well, it is, because it's the old version. There's actually two versions of the skin. Yeah, there's the Lycan Dashed that I have from the Aztec collection, and there's also the Jungle Dashed. It's basically the same skin, just darker. But the one from the Jungle Dashed is just from the Ancient collection, which means it's not expensive. But the Lycan Dashed is, because it's actually really old. And mine also has a cute sticker on it, and I got it as a gift, and you never get rid of gifts. That's why this one is here. And then lastly, one of the most interesting ones. This is a Scout Sand Dune, and this once again shows that I really like Sand Dune skins. It's brown, and it's just really unique. And it has a couple quite matching stickers on them. The background of the Armor Liquids is actually the same brown, which is really cool. Now I have an AUG skin, and I really love green as well, so I got this AUG Carved Jade with 4 PGL stickers on it. Not a terribly expensive craft, it's just a pretty cool and nice skin. Now for the AWP. This is quite important now. I've got a really low float AWP Asimov, and yeah, it's 0.20, almost 0.21, and it's just really clean. You can barely see any scuffs on it. Next, I've also got an AWP Containment Breach, and this is another one of my OG skins that I've had forever. I bought it for just market price, but I got the Dragonlore foil on it. And I used to play back in the day with a guy who also had the same skin as me, with the same sticker in the same position, which was just so cool. In my opinion, the AWP Containment Breach is just one of the best AWPs in the game, and it's also still relatively affordable. I think in a couple years, Shattered Web Collection, this case is already quite rare, quite expensive. I think we're gonna run out of these. I think these are seriously gonna go up sometime. Next, just an AWP Neo Noir. Also, we still have an AWP Redline with 4 nicely placed Baby Howl stickers on them. And this is just for trade. Most of these are for trade, only the AWP Containment Breach isn't. But apart from that, I've got a ton of stuff to choose from, but I just choose like the most expensive ones. Alright, Scar 20. No one really uses this gun, but if you are gonna use it, you might as well use something green, right? This is a skin that many of you might not know exists, but it's my favorite skin, almost. It's one of my favorite skins. It's from the Alpha collection, which is actually one of the first ever added to the game. It was a part of the first update, which is really cool. And it's also quite a low float, it's 0099, which makes it pretty cool. And even though it's really low float, you still get scuffs on the gun because it's so long and so big. So yeah, that's the Scar. Now we're gonna go into the T guns. First we have the Galil. Once again, just a quick green Galil, just the eco. Next we have the AKs. I have here a StatTrak factory new AK Neon Rider with 4 Navi holos, which really nicely match with the colors. And this is something that I traded for and I'm selling on buff, so as long as you have such a skin you should use it, I think, but this isn't my main gun. Next I also have an AK Bloodsport equipped, and we have an AK Neon Rider. This is one of the last OG skins I have, and I actually applied this Lambda holo myself because I back in the day thought it looked good. It's not really a matching craft, but it is a pretty cool sticker. You can see that I really like rainbow stickers because I like the Liquid Fire Holo and I like this as well. And I crafted this back in the day, so I keep it because it's one of my OG skins. Next I have an AK Nightwish, pretty standard, pretty cool. And we have an AK Vulcan, which is really expensive, so might as well equip it. Next we have the SGs, which both really have an interesting story. So first I have an SSG Integral, which is a really expensive drop. Actually, you can get this dropped in a game, and this is field tested, so it's pretty good as well. And this isn't just a normal SG integral. This was actually dropped in a game which I played in together with a friend of mine, and the friend of mine got it dropped. Another friend of mine later traded it from him for a knife or something, and then I traded it with that friend, and then I got it, and now I keep it because it's just a really nice thing to remember. This actually got dropped in a game with me, which is pretty cool. You have to realize getting a pink dropped in a game is really rare because you only can get one drop a week, and that drop could either be a spray or a skin, and then getting a pink out of those skins is really rare. So even if you play this game for 10 years, you will probably never get this. So it's really cool that that got dropped in a game. Then the other skin, this is the first skin I ever bought. All the way back in the game when I first started playing, I got dropped a PP Bison Brass. And it was like 60 cents or something, and I was like, oh, that's epic. And that was actually pretty rare to get, but I didn't know that, so I just sold it on Steam, and I had balance, and I was like, I gotta buy myself a really nice skin. And I saw this, and it was StatTrak, and I was like, yeah, it looks good, I'll get it. And I've had it ever since, and you can see on the StatTrak skin that I've played a lot with it because all of these kills were just gotten in matchmaking and like deathmatch and stuff. So this skin is like one of my first skins. I think if you check in my inventory right now, it is actually the first skin I ever got. Yes, there you go. You can see that this is my first skin ever. This is what really started my addiction to skins, so I've got everything to thank to this skin. So that's why you obviously aren't going to get rid of something like this. And last but not least, we have the G3 SG1, which is another auto sniper, so most people don't use it. But I actually have a really unique skin here. It's one of the most expensive G3 SG1 skins. It's the G3 SG1 Flux. This is a really cool craft actually. I have 5 times Evil Genius's Stockholm craft on here, the hollows. And they look insane in game. You can see how vibrant and holographic they are, and they match the color pretty well as well. They're black and purple, and they have some other colors in there, but yeah, I just really like this, and it's quite cheap. So that's my G3 SG1. Now on to the heavies. First of all, I have my Yoda. What? Yeah, it's funny because it's green and Yoda is green. And yeah, this is from the Cobblestone collection, which means in theory this trades up to a Dragon Lore. We also have the XM, just a vibrant XM. We have a sawed-off, no one cares about this. I've had this sawed-off origami since the beginning of time, and I will probably never get a different skin for it because no one wants it. Even though I've traded a lot, I actually don't have any sawed-off skins right now, apart from these. So yeah, sawed-off, terrible skin. Next we have the M249, and I have a couple different skins selected here. First of all, I have the Office collection, and this is a Blizzard Marbleized, and this is a skin that you probably don't know exists. The Office collection is actually really unique. There's only 6 skins in it, and 3 of them are industrial grade, light blue, and only 1 of them is consumer grade, and they trade up to either the P2000 silver, which you don't want, or they trade up to an MP7 whiteout, which you do want, because the factory new one of that one goes for 500 euros, as you see here. So that's why the Blizzard Marbleized is that expensive. And mine is also minimal wear, so you could also use this in a trade up. But yeah, it's just a really unique skin, and it's already for a unique gun anyway, so no one actually uses these. But I would like to argue it is beautiful, but I would like to argue a P250 Sand Dune is also beautiful. You'll see more of that later. Next we have this souvenir. It's just purely the golds. I mean, the skin is not that good. And we also have this. I didn't even know this skin existed because it's from the Shadow collection, which is a case that people don't like much, and it's an M249, but this is a really cool skin. It's the Nebula Crusader. Alright, finally we get the Negev, and we've got the Negev Dev Texture, which is one of the few actually good Negev skins. I am really mad at Valve. Valve have released not a lot of good Negev skins. We have the Nuclear Waste, which is okay. We have maybe the Bulkhead, which is okay. And if you want something green or near green, the terrain is the only thing you can do, but it's cyan, it's not even green. And the Dazzle is okay as well, but that's really about it, apart from, of course, Power Loader. And that's why I have the Dev Texture, because it's orange, and it's really cool, unique. And I really want the Mjolnir, but I'm not that rich, so that will probably not happen for a long time. But yeah, that's basically the greatest skin for a Negev you could ever have. But yeah, it's too expensive because it trades up to a Gungnir. So yeah, Valve, please release more Negev skins. There's not that many of them, and I really want a green one. Okay, I also have another Negev skin. That's another Cato 15 souvenir with the LGB, which is red. And this is a souvenir sticker. This is not a regular sticker. But it looks nearly like an LGB holo or paper because it's so red. But you can see in the black that it's a bit yellow. Now finally, we have to talk about the Mag 7, which is the last gun in the game that we haven't yet talked about. And there you go. I've got a really cool skin for this. It's the Mag 7 Counter Terrorist from the Rising Sun collection. And this is also a really low float. So some of these skins are worth, I don't even know what they're worth nowadays. I bought them back in the day for pretty good values. I bought them for basically market price. But 006 is definitely overpay on such an expensive and old trade-up skin. Because the Rising Sun collection trades up to the AK Hydroponic, which is the Weed AK. And then that AK trades up to the Weeb AUG, which is the AUG Akihabara Accept. So whether you like it or not, this is quite expensive. And I have it on a Mag 7, man. Anyway, now on to the knives. And I have a lot of different ones. These are all for trade. So I basically just don't really have a separate set that I always use. But I basically just use blue and greenish ones for CT and orangish and red and yellow ones for terrorist. So for example, Bayonet Tiger Tooth would be terrorist. Bayonet Autotronic, of course, also terrorist. And then for the CT, I have a couple like flip knife and gut knife, pretty cool. But these are all not that special. But this Falcon knife is actually really cool. It has a really blue blade, and the Falcon knife has case hardened pattern on the handle as well, which makes it incredibly cool. And the pattern is double-sided, which means the front side and back side are blue. And in game, especially with the pink in it, it looks incredible. And I also traded for this, and this is also for trade. But in the meantime, before someone trades me for it, I will use it in game. Now for the gloves, I really only have one special pair of gloves, which is low float emerald webs. And I love green, so they're really cool. Nothing special, no major webs. There's just barely a web on them, but you can't see it really because it's just cut off a bit. And this is a fake web. So the webs are nothing special, but the float is quite low for field tested, and especially in field tested gloves, the price can go up quite a bit for that. So I really like these. And then two other pairs of gloves that I don't really use. They're just for trading. Now for my music kit, I have to go with the Easy for Ends one. I can't play it because that's copyrighted, but it's really amazing. I've used this forever, and the Easy for Ends, it's just a great song. Finally, my coins. I'm still really sad that I didn't get this Rio coin. I could have had all three of them. But yeah, I did get the Antwerp one. So yeah, nothing special here. And finally, some agents. Of course, for CT, I have this guy, which is just a real... You should hear his voice lines. His voice lines are like weird, really weird. And for T, I have the two best ones, which are the number K with the condom. And I have the Bloody Daryl, which has the wristbands and the watch on them. And also he has the pink shirt, which I really like. So all in all, that's my loadout. But now let's get into the investments. So my main investments are all in storage units, so let's get to them. The oldest storage unit is filled with expensive cases like Gamma, Spectrum, Chroma, and also other expensive cases. So we'll see what I have. First of all, some Chroma 2s, some Chroma 3s. Quite a lot of Chroma 3s. Then I have Gamma 2. I really like the Chroma 3, Gamma 2 and Spectrum 2, so I have quite a lot of them. There's the Gamma 2s, and I also have a lot of Spectrum 2s in here as well, as you can see. And then we get into the most expensive one, so I have quite a bit of glove cases, because they're really expensive. And I also have a couple of breakout cases. Then just some mix and match cases, so I have a Broken Fang case, a Hydra case, a couple Hydra cases, which are really expensive nowadays, and just a couple Phoenix cases. Then a couple other random cases like one Operation Riptide case and Shattered Web case, but it's mainly the Spectrum 2, Gamma 2 and Chroma 3 cases. And at the bottom we have something really interesting. We have the Esports Winter case. And I have quite a lot of them, because they are really good for trade-up fillers. There's only one red in it, which means everyone uses these skins to trade up to expensive skins. And that's why I have them, and also because, apart from all of the newer operation cases like Riptide, Broken Fang and Shattered Web, there aren't any cases that you can't get in the game. So for example, Spectrum cases can still be dropped, even though it's only rare drops. These esports cases will never become available again. Once they're opened, they're gone. They're like major capsules, only cases, which means there's a finite number of skins on these, and that is already cut off. There can be no single case dropped ever again, and that the same goes for the skins, because you can only get the skins from the case. That's why I have a couple of them. And one summer case as well, because it's fun, it's green, it's a green flat case, it's like this old design, and when you actually inspect it, it's not 3D, it's just, you can even see the pixely border on it. I just love these old things. But yeah, let's now get into my other storage unit, and this is for stickers, patches, and capsules. But it really really gets almost all of like the investments that come from operation stickers or other stuff that I really can't fit in another storage unit basically goes in here. So this is a mix and match of a lot of different things. And sure, we'll start at the bottom. First of all, I've got quite a lot of Stockholm patch packs because the recent majors haven't had any new patch packs, and if agents do in the future become more important because Valve pushes them or whatever, in Source 2 you might be able to see your agent more, we don't know. Just in case, patches might go up, and if we never get patches again, these things could be really rare. So I've got quite a few patch packs just sitting around here. Next, I've got 2 Sticker 2 capsules. These contain the crown foil, which is really expensive, and therefore I have it. I also have a couple of tradable keys, which nowadays are really expensive because they're tradable. And nowadays, when you open a case, you can buy the keys and they won't be tradable because you have to use them on your own cases. But back in the day, when you bought case keys, you could actually trade them, and people used them back in the day as an actual currency. Valve banned this because it was used a lot for gambling and scamming and stuff, but they're still usable. You can still use them, you can still trade them, and they're a pretty cool unique item. Next, we also have gift packages. This is something that a lot of people don't know either. You can use it in a game to give someone else a skin, but it's just a 3-cent gray skin from the active duty drop pools for the skins. So it's a really big waste to use this, but I think it's a cool unique item to have. I also have a couple of souvenir packages that I don't really care about, and then a couple random stickers that are just 1 cent, so it's not worth it to sell. And the same goes for all of these RMR stickers. I actually bought them back in the day for 3 cents, and I thought maybe in the future they'll go up to maybe 4 cents. They never did, so I just kept them in here forever. I also have like a couple Antwerp ones, but once again, these are not expensive, so I just keep them. Maybe one day they'll be more than 3 cents and I can finally get rid of them, or just apply them all, I don't know, scrape them all. Next here, we've got a really interesting sticker. It's a dick sticker, and I also used to have a foil one, but I sold it back when I wanted to sell most of my investments, but I didn't actually sell all of them. So I still have this dick sticker, and you know, it's the meme. Then we've got a couple more trash stickers, and now we get into the better stickers. First of all, we have a patch here, a silver metal patch, but now we have some really cool stickers. So I have a neon opal strafe. Back in the day these were cheap and I just chucked it in this storage unit, but nowadays this one is quite expensive. And now we finally get into my favorite sticker, the liquid fire hollow, and I have about 80 or 90 of them, and they actually spiked a lot, so I sold quite a few of them. But look, this sticker, I have about 80 of them and they're really expensive. This is one of my major investments. You can see here I've got quite a few of them, and then also here we've got some miscellaneous stuff. So we've got a Hello UMP gold penis sticker. Haha, funny. It's just a meme. Then we've got some stuff left over from Broken Fang. We've got a couple patches, and these patches used to be cheap as well, but they went up and I sold most of mine. But I still have 5 because it's a really nice patch and I really like it. Next, this is another really great sticker from Antwerp. I really love the Antwerp and Stockholm stickers, so I got a few of them. This is an Imperial one, I've got 2 of those, and this is the Furia one that I also have on my Deagle. This is another great sticker and just a couple. And then lastly, another patch from that thing. Okay, next. I also have a lot of trash, so let's quickly look at this. This is just 1,000 grays from operations that I still need to sell, and yeah, it's just lagging just trying to load it all. Oh, CSGO is actually... okay, it did it. Okay, it finally loaded. Yeah, this is just a bunch of stuff I still have to sell, so nothing is hidden in here. It's just a bunch of cheap 10-cent skins. Next, let's get into my Antwerp investments. And these are just capsules. I only put capsules in this storage unit. So I just have, I think... oh, there's still some Stockholm in there as well. Stockholm is not meant to be in here, I should fix that. But first, we've got some Antwerp Challengers autographs. I got a lot of each capsule, so I got Challengers autographs, and I've got Challengers regular stickers, and I've got Champions autographs, and I've got Contenders autographs with the Rocks Hollow in them, and I've got Antwerp Contenders, and I've also still got Antwerp's Legends autographs, and I've also got Legends regulars, and some Stockholm, but these meant to be in the Stockholm storage unit. But yeah, anyway, I really love the Stockholm and Antwerp stickers. They have such unique hollow effects, and I invested in all of these back when they were cheap. I think Antwerp and Stockholm are still yet to be insane in the long term. Well, now it seems fitting to also do my Stockholm storage unit, so there we go. With Stockholm I didn't do the autographs because they're not that great. I just have a couple Challengers, a couple Contenders, and a lot of Legends. And these stickers are just really solid, especially the hollow effect. Now I want to do all of the cases, because I have a lot of storage units for cases. Cases are one of my main investments, and I really love them. Apart from the Liquid Fire Holo stickers, cases are my main investment. So I have one storage unit for every case that I own a lot of. So the first cases that I have are revolver cases, and you can see here I have 522 of them right now. And there you go, I have these because they contain the OG knives, which contain the almost mystical Karambit Blue Gem for 1 million. It's the most expensive knife in the game, and I have a lot of them because of that, because it's still a cheap case. And you can just open that. You could, in theory, get the most expensive skin in CSGO out of this case. That's why I have it. And also OnlyPixel loves it a lot. Next, I have a couple cases together, which is Clutch, CS20 and Prisma 1, because I didn't have quite as many of them. I have the Clutch ones because Clutch still needs to get discontinued, and Clutch has the insane gloves. I have Prismas because I got them and they contain good knives and they're still cheap. And I have a couple CS20. I don't even know why I have them. Probably because I'm too lazy to sell them. Because the CS20, yeah, they have a unique knife, but not a lot of people really love them. Next we'll go into the Prisma 2s, and you can see why I split Prisma 1 and 2, because I have a lot of Prisma 2s. I have a lot of Prisma 2s because of the knives. The Prisma knives are really popular and they're really great. And the Prisma cases, when I bought these, were so cheap, it wasn't even much money at all to get all of these. That's basically my tactic for cases. Buy them really cheap and then just wait a while, and that's what I'm doing. This is a sneak peek if you're still watching. I'm also making a video in the future about active duty cases, so that's why I have snakebite cases, for example, which you might say that's not an investment. And also fracture cases, and of course also clutch, which all three of those are still actively dropped, and yet I am collecting them. I've got quite a few fractures, because either fracture is going to get discontinued, really likely, or clutch, or maybe snakebite, but I think snakebite will be later when it gets discontinued, but I'm already collecting them because they're 10 cents right now, and that's the cheapest case in the game. And if I collect them now and wait all the way until they're discontinued, they will just spike. I can sell them and make a quick buck on them. So I've got a couple snakebite, only 8, you can see. Nothing major yet. Whenever I trade for them, I just keep them. And I have quite a lot of fracture cases here. As you can see, fracture cases, a lot of them. Well, fracture cases because they have the good knives. They have the unique shattered web knives, which probably won't be reused again. Lastly, we also still have the danger zone cases, and I have about 1,000 of them. I bought these at like 6 cents or 7 cents, so really cheap cases. They've already gone up quite a bit, and since they're still so cheap, I'm planning to keep them for a while. In the future, all of these cases will probably become more and more expensive, because as we can see, the newer cases nowadays are like 50 cents or more. So maybe in the future, all cases will reach that level, and eventually if people want to open as many cases as they do, then they're just gonna have to go that high. Now I have another interesting storage unit, and this one contains collection grays and blues. And I'll show you what it is. It's basically a lot of trade-up fillers. Either it's trade-up fillers that you use to get a low float in it, which are emerald pinstripes, because emerald pinstripes only have one pink above them, which is the P250 Franklin. Or it's stuff that you can use to create expensive skins. So for example, we have an Aug Carved Jade here, which trades up eventually to the Welcome to the Jungle. We have a Night Heist, which trades up to the AK X-Ray. These Desert Eagle Urban Rubbles are also used in trade-ups because they have only one purple above them. And they're factory new, so these are really good. I'm keeping all of these until there's a new operation, because when a new operation drops, people all of a sudden want to trade up, which really increases the price on Emerald Pinstripes, Urban Rubbles, and also Max 7 DD pads a lot. That's why I have a lot of them. I'm just waiting for a new operation. I have a lot of unique skins, so this is Control Collection, trades up to the Op Fade. I have a Mac 10 Aloha, that one trades up to the Onitaji, which is actually from a case. And I have a couple Revolver Blazes. I think these were just a meme investment at the time, but I've never gotten rid of them. I have a Scar 20 from the Dust collection, which is actually a trade up to the Desert Eagle Blaze. I've got some skins apart from my Deagle, which is really high up. I've got some lower tiers for the Norse collection as well. The M4A1S Moss Quartz, which trades up to the Opgungnir as well. I've got some M4A4 Dark Blossoms. I've got 3 of those. And they're also, apart from just being a really cool skin, blue and grey, it's a really cool and unique skin. It's also St. Mark, so it trades up to the AK Wild Lotus, and I mean, come on, AK Wild Lotus, that's one of the best AKs in the game. So that's why I have those. Then I also have another Dust trade up to the Deagle, and I also have another to the Norse collection, and then this is the Metallics, Metallic Didipads. All of these, so the AKs, the Desert Eagles, and the Mag 7s, these are all used to trade up to the higher tier, because they don't have a lot above them and they're still cheap. These are actively dropped skins, so for example, the Metallic metallic DD pad, you can get this after a game. And as you can see here, it only has 2 dark blues above it, which means if you trade up with this skin in the trade up and then also a couple from the collection you actually want, you get a higher percentage on the collection that you want. So that's why I have these. All of these will go up when the next operation drops, and I have quite a lot of them. Next I have a Max 7 Silver, which looks a lot alike, but it's from the Cobblestone collection, so it trades up to a Dragonlore. The Gav Cali Camo trades up to the Mirage collection, and that's actually really unique because it doesn't trade up to the Alp Desert Hydra like you might think. No, it actually trades up to the Max 7 Bulldozer and UMP Blaze and stuff. So this is a really old skin. This is just some stuff that's mixed in. You see a lot of different things here. Nova Green Apple, the Cobblestone collection, that's the Dragonlore. Candy Apple's Canals collection, which actually trade up to the Prince. Then we have a Sawed Off Rust Coat, again, Cobblestone. This is also Cobblestone collection. Banana Leaves, again, the Saint Mark. Navy Murano, again, the Canals collection. We have a lot of Dualies Breer, because that's the cheapest grey from the Cobblestone collection, which means if you want to trade up to a skin in the Cobblestone collection, you have to use these. So if in the future there's gonna be YouTubers who want to be like, I traded up to a Cobblestone collection skin, Dragonlore, they have to use these. That's why I got like a lot of them, because they're good in trade-ups. All of these are long-term investments, by the way, because if a Dragonlore goes up, then these skins have to go up too. Otherwise the trade-up becomes profitable and people use them up until the price goes up again. So these have to go up if a Dragonlore goes up. That's basically the thing. Same with this. This is Gods and Monsters collection, Moon and Libra. This trades up to the Medusa. Next, M249 Jungle, Saint Mark again, Cobblestone again, Saint Mark. Yeah, you get the gist. This is more Gods and Monsters, Saint Mark. This is unique though. This is the old Inferno collection, and these are Max 7 Sand Dunes. And I have these because it's a sand dune. I guess that's the main reason. Then lastly, Olive Blade, which is from the Baggage collection again. And then I've got a bunch of greys from the Ancient and from the Saint Mark collection, and also some more greys from other collections like Canals and Rising Sun here. And then this is the last really unique skin. You probably don't know this exists, but it's a factory new SG Tornado. And this is expensive because of the following. It is a part of the Assault collection, which is really old, and the top skin in that is either the MP9 Bulldozer, which you definitely don't want, or it's the Glock 18 Fade. And this is a really, really nice skin. It's really expensive, it's really great, and it's worth more than $1,000. Lower tiers are also the Og Hot Rod, which is already like 400, 500 bucks, and it looks insane. Valve will never release something like this again because it's already in the game and it's really expensive. They don't like to really screw with this stuff, so yeah, I have one trade up filler and it's factory new, so it's actually like 20 bucks almost. Yeah, it looks really clean. Now, one final investment that I also have is actually one storage unit called Hollows and one storage unit called Papers. And they both have about 100 items in them right now. I am currently collecting every major, all the papers and all the hollows from the teams, because my theory is I can buy them right now for the cheapest they are going to be. Back when Stockholm was happening, I did this, and even with Armar I did this. Why is all of this mixed? Shouldn't be mixed. Yeah, there you go. I started with Armar, and well, these didn't go up much because they're Armar, but then I also did it with Stockholm, just because I wanted to have a full set of all of the stickers. And well, you can see here, Stockholm already went up pretty good. And if you just think about the past, if you would have done this from the very beginning, you could have had a full set of Ghetto 14 hollows. And that's kind of my thinking, especially with Stockholm and Antwerp. These stickers might one day become really expensive, and we don't know what sticker will become the most expensive, but I do know it will be one of these. So I just bought them all, one of each. And I've still done this. I've done this with Rio as well, and I'm gonna keep doing this with every major forward, so that in the future I will have every sticker from every major starting at Armar. And I might even work backwards as well in the future, but I don't know about that, because you quickly get into really expensive stickers back in the day, where you pay like 20 bucks or 30 bucks for each hollow, and there's like 16 hollows. So yeah, let's now of course show you the hollows as well. There you go. First of all, the Armar hollows, not that special. Some are pretty cool, but most are just still really cheap. Next, of course, all the Stockholm hollows, which some of them are absolutely incredible. This one. That's also why you didn't see that many hollows back in the sticker storage unit. That's why I have so many just like this, because I have every single hollow in here, and I really double checked. I got all of them, even this one, which is just cheap and not cool at all, but I got all of them. And finally, we also have all of the Antwerp ones, which some of my favorites are in here. But I also have Navi, for example, or Outsiders, or Cloud9, or G2, or whatever. And now I'm also starting to work on the Rio ones. I don't think I have all of them yet. Yeah, I do have all of them. But yeah, I got all of the Rio holos now as well. And I know Rio is mostly hated by people, but I do like them. Look at this. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I do have all the Rio holos. I do think I need a couple more papers. But now you might have already seen these storage units called P250 Sand Dunes, #1. And if I hover over it, you can see number of items 1000. And then you see P250 Sand Dunes number 2, P250 Sand Dunes number 3, P250 Sand Dunes number 4, number 5. All of them have 1000 items. Number 6 is not quite full yet, it's at 800. But that's 5800 items. You're not telling me you have 5800 sand dunes, right? Well, yes I do. It has to load a lot because it's 1000 items, all with floats and stuff, but there you go. And as you can see here, I'll slowly scroll through. Yes, I do indeed have 1000 P250 sand dunes. Yeah. And as you can see, I can let them load in the middle. It's 1000 of them, and every storage unit is full of them. I'll show you this one, and then I'll show you the third one, for example. This one is also full of them. And why do I do this? Well, because it's really cheap. On Buff, you can place buy orders for 0.08 RMB and get sand dunes in either field tested or well worn or battle scarred. And that, if you calculate that through, it basically means you pay around 10 euros for 1000 sand dunes. And I think 10 bucks for 1000 sand dunes is actually worth it a lot. Because I am going for the most sand dunes in history. I want to get eventually just one like storage account where I can just have 100 storage units full of P250 sand dunes. But in the meantime, I'll just keep them on here for now. But yeah, it means basically I have 70 euros worth of sand dunes. I'm just collecting them basically. And I'm already up to my 6th sand dune storage unit, and I'm working on them nicely. There you go, I'll show you this one as well. Look, I have all of these sand dunes. I'm going for most anyone has. If you go to my profile, I actually made a group. Look, favorite group, 1000 sand dunes for anyone who is crazy enough to have 1000 sand dunes. And I'm in it, of course, because I have nearly 6000, but sadly, no one has ever joined before. I know there's people out there who have them. I think there's another Steam group as well, which has like people who love sand dunes. But this one is only allowed if you have 1000 or more. So if you have a storage unit full of sand dunes, please join me in this Steam group, because it's really lonely right now. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So yeah, that's those sorted. And finally, we have a couple more trash items. For example, I have a lot of cases in here. I'm just basically selling them on Buff. That's just for a trade. But these are not my main investments or something. I'm just trading them. So yeah, a lot of Horizon cases, Prisma, Danger Zone, whatever. I also have my Nothing to a Knife series storage unit, which still has the same cases in them. But these are part of that challenge, so I don't really count them as my investments. And then lastly, just have a couple other things. We have this storage unit, which is called Giveaway at 1k subs. We're really close to 1k subs, yes. I'm actually planning to do multiple giveaways in a live stream that we're gonna do when at 1000 subs. And maybe from that point forward, we will do more live streams as well. But yeah, at 1000 subs, I'm going to be giving away, first of all, like a 10 euro, 20 euro skin. I don't know which one yet, but I'll see whatever I can get ready for you guys. But apart from that, because one like expensive skin, I can only give it to one subscriber, and I really want to give something to a lot of you. So that's why we're doing this. I have 100 floppy stickers, probably even more than that, and also 100 big stickers. And I'm also going to be using 100 sand dunes, and I'm going to craft 100 crafts that say big floppy on them, and then you have the best position left open. Imagine that this is a P250 sand dune, right? I'll put the big sticker in there, I'll put the floppy sticker there, and then you'll have the best position open to put a dick sticker in, and then you'll have big floppy dick. That's a funny craft, but I can't buy 100 dick stickers, unfortunately, but I do want to give something to a lot of you, so I will be crafting 100 sand dunes with big floppy on them, and I'll be giving away 100 sand dunes. Even though they're not much, they're a cool unique item, and I will actually note down all of the floats of them, so that maybe in the future they can become a cool like collector's piece. And of course I'll also be giving away some nice skins, some actually good skins, but I don't know which ones yet. So that's basically it. I also have a couple more esports winter cases and a couple more other things in my inventory, but apart from that, that's mainly my investments. If you want to trade any of these knives or any of the items that you saw in the video, hit me up in the description. I do trade a lot of items, so I do have a bunch of this stuff that aren't really my items. I just use them for trading. I hope you enjoyed it. Now you can finally see what kind of investments I have made. If you want to see another video, check out this video where I actually try to scam a scammer and get him to send me one of his items, and where I also explain a lot about how to not get scammed. If you're still watching right now, you are actually truly awesome. This was a long video. You are one of the few true fans and I thank you for that infinitely. Well, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.